What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we're going to check out what's on my iPhone. And this is also the jet black iPhone 7, as you can see, and it has taken a little bit of a beating over the last, 6 months or so since it came out. Let's go ahead and get started here. Things are kind of basic on my home screen, but it's all practical, so stay with me here. I have the YouTube apps up top here, as you can see, and the first one here is the Creator Studio app. It'll give me like real-time statistics on some of my videos. Of course, I do have the YouTube app as well because, well, you probably didn't know this, but I watch a lot of YouTube. And we have Facebook and things like that, App Store, iTunes. Nobody cares about that stuff. I do have my social networking apps right here. We have Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and Snapchat. And if you're not following me on any of those, links below in the description. You definitely want to go check those out. All kinds of madness happening over there. But right here we have Smart Home Row, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I have the Nest app, which I can use to control the thermostat here at the office or at my house, which is very nice. I do have the Philips Hue app, and I have a ton of lights listed up in here, so you can see that I just have all my lights kind of organized in different sections, and one for the TV room as well. I do also have the Kivo lock from Kwikset, and if you're not familiar with Kivo, I did a video on it a while back. I actually included it in a CES roundup, and I will link that below if you want to find out about that. It's a smart lock, and it's pretty awesome. I do have the Nanoleaf Aurora lights in the office here. They're those little triangular lights that hang up on the wall. They're actually really cool, and they're completely customizable, and this app is pretty awesome, though they do work with Apple HomeKit as well, so I have them in my HomeKit section here in the control panel, which I can easily go ahead and just turn them off or on by tapping on the little icon there, which is a nice feature to have. Of course, I do have the Bitly app because I make a ton of Bitly links, most of which are linked in the description below. And of course, podcasts. Now, there are 3 or 4 podcasts I'm subscribed to here, which I'm actually a big fan of. So we have the Flash podcast, the Nerdist podcast, Control Walt Delete from the people over at The Verge, and Happy Hour from 9 to 5 Mac. These are like always in my rotation, always listening to these podcasts. Definitely go ahead and check them out. If you haven't heard of any of these, they're definitely worth it. Real quick though, I want to give a big shout out to Unity for sponsoring this video, and this is actually a pretty awesome media server app. Unity gives you remote and on-the-go access to view, stream, download, and share any of your files stored on your computer on any device. Unity automatically scans your files and organizes them into specific categories, and there's the ability to select what quality of playback you'd like. And overall, this thing is pretty awesome for accessing any files you have across platforms and devices like iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac, and it'll even support AirPlay and Chromecast. There's a free version of Unity available as well, which provides access well on the same Wi-Fi network as your computer, but the paid version allows for downloading files, full remote access, and streaming quality options, and it starts at $4.99 a month. Check it out using the link below. I highly recommend this app remotely or at home. It's pretty great. On the next screen here, I do have a travel folder in which I store things like the Airbnb app. I have my Delta and American apps, United, Kayak, Uber, things like that, Hotel Tonight, especially the Speed Test app. That thing is definitely a must-have for traveling, because literally that's the first thing I do when I get into a hotel room is I check the Wi-Fi speed, because that's the most important thing in life. So next in the row here, we have a finance folder, just a bunch of bank stuff, really nothing important there. I also do have a remotes folder. Now, this houses mostly remotes and then some other like smartwatch things like the Apple Watch app and the Android Wear app. Just basically anything that has any kind of remote app is stored in that folder. And next, I have a bunch of TV apps. So I'm a subscriber to, like the Showtime and HBO Go and DirecTV Now, Netflix, and things like that. So I have all of these in this folder, though I don't really ever watch them on the phone, but it's nice to have them in case you're using like a Chromecast device or you want to throw it up on a TV. I do a lot of photo editing on my phone, not just in the Instagram app, but one of my favorite apps ever for photography is Lightroom Mobile. This thing is such a boss. It's so awesome to be able to edit photos on here, and literally the controls are exactly the same as the desktop app, and it syncs via the cloud between the desktop app and the mobile app. So anything that you do on desktop carries over to the mobile app. It is the best photo app for iOS, hands down. I do also have things like Photoshop Fix, Photoshop Mix, and Photoshop Express. Those are kind of mediocre. Lightroom is where it's at for sure. I do have a music folder, which basically has all of the music services that I kind of use on a regular basis. So like Pandora, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, anything I use to listen to music is right in that app. Aside from the Apple stock music app, which I do subscribe to Apple Music, and I'm a big fan of that as well, but that's on my main home screen. Next up, we're diving into shopping, and yes, I do have a folder dedicated to shopping, but it's not what you think really. I mean, it's just things like IKEA, I have Fandango for movie tickets, the Apple Store app, Walmart, Target, Amazon, you know, stuff like that. I have a guitar folder here, which has some guitar apps in it that will allow you to simulate different amps and guitar tabs that you can find in this app right here, which is pretty awesome. Not a whole lot of useful stuff to everybody, but they are some pretty awesome apps here. I highly recommend going to check out Amplitude if you haven't heard of that, and GarageBand. It's a pretty decent recording app for iPhone if you had never used that before. Moving along, I have a productivity folder, and it's actually pretty productive. So in here I have Microsoft Excel, I have Microsoft Word, and a couple other things. One app that I really like is Adobe Fill and Sign. This app will actually allow you to sign documents right from your phone, which is cool. And the one thing that's cool about it is if somebody sends me like an email attachment, I can save it to Drive, I can open it up in Adobe Fill and Sign, and then I can sign it right on my phone and send it back. It's the most awesome app for signing PDFs or documents or anything like that. Unless of course you have a Galaxy Note. Never mind. All right, so I know you guys are used to seeing me flying drones around a little bit more lately, and I definitely love to do that. And so I have a dedicated drone folder on here. I have the Karma Passenger app, which will allow a second person to view what the Karma is viewing and actually control the camera. I do have the DJI Go app. I have the Before You Fly app, which is very important. If you're flying drones, you might want to download this guy right here because it'll actually tell you exactly where you're allowed to fly. You see all these yellow circles right here? You probably don't want to fly in that area. It's a pretty cool app though. So there's really not much else to look at here. A couple of honorable mentions being some of my favorite apps that I keep out of folders because I use them so much. So we do have the Byword app here, and this is an awesome app. It's actually available for iPhone, iPad, and Mac. And you can see here that I actually write my scripts inside of this app. For a lot of the things that I do voiceovers for. So I will write them out in this app. I can edit them on the go via my iPhone, or I type them up on my iPad, and everything syncs via iCloud. So if I write a script on my Mac and then I decide to go mobile, I can finish it on my phone or make corrections or things like that. Another app that I love to use is Postmates. It is basically the lunchtime hero when I'm like busy working here and I don't want to have to leave or anything like that. Postmates is awesome, and it allows you to order from a bunch of restaurants and stuff like that. You can go through here, somebody will go pick up your food and bring it to you. And I know that sounds super lazy, but when you're busy, it is definitely a win. And then I have YouNow. Now I haven't started using YouNow yet. It's actually a streaming service. You can do live streams on here and stuff. And I'm thinking about doing it, but if you want to follow me, I am at younow.com/Dom, so you can follow me there. And I might be doing a live stream on there pretty soon, so go ahead and check that out. And that's pretty much what's on my iPhone. I don't even have a lot of games. I don't even think I have. I might have one game somewhere. Ah, yes, I have Flappy Bird still on my phone. Flappy Bird for the win, and I'm gonna lose. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun to make. If you wanna see what's on my Android, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up, and by my Android, I mean my Google Pixel, because that's the Android phone that I use on a regular basis. So let me know in the comments section which apps are your favorites, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone. This is Dom, and I'll catch you in the next video.